It's your boy Nuguro in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable news for you guys. Yes, I am reshooting it because yes, big changes had happened, and I did not check whether the sound was working or not working, and the settings were changed. Anyways, whatever it is, the news is definitely going to come every single day, no matter what. So yes, without any further ado, giving you a gist, we're going to talk about Dominic Szoboszlai in this video. Of course, we're going to talk about Mesut Ozil's preferred destination. It has been decided Mesut is leaving in January, it seems, and more importantly, it has been, these news are coming from Fabrizio Romano. So, okay, I'm not making this up at all. And also, we're going to talk about something more as well. So, stay tuned and watch the video till the end. And of course, the return of Gabriel Martinelli, how exactly it panned out, we're going to discuss about that as well. So, without any further ado, first news, Fabrizio Romano says this about Dominic Szoboszlai. He says, Arsenal were talking and negotiating with the agent of Szoboszlai for many weeks. Now, he has to make his decision. This week after the UCL game, he will make a decision. Arsenal are waiting to understand his final decision, and immediately after, if Szoboszlai decides for another club, they can move again on Aouar. They already spoke many times with his agent, also with Lyon. It's not easy. I'm not expecting an easy deal to sign Aouar in January, but for sure he is at the top of their list. In my opinion, he is one of the best talents in Europe. Now he has to make his decision for sure. Arsenal are interested, as are AC Milan and Red Bull Leipzig. So it is pretty much clear that just after his Champions League campaign, which happens today, it will be decided. If they win, of course, they go through. If Atletico win, they go through, which everyone are actually thinking that Atletico will win this game. However, if there's a surprise, this just gets dragged on. But more importantly, right now, if they don't win, they go into the Europa League. Szoboszlai is going to make a future. He is going to make a decision on his future. Moving on, well, Romano also opened up about Mesut Ozil's future. He says the feeling is that the player wants to leave, obviously, and Arsenal want to make him leave. But at the moment, it's so complicated because of his wages. Many times, this kind of player needs to change. So I expect Ozil to leave Arsenal for sure in January. So Fabrizio Romano expects Mesut Ozil to leave Arsenal in January. In further part of the video, keep watching. We are going to discuss where exactly is his destination. No, it doesn't look like it will be in Fenerbahce. Why? Will be explained. Don't worry. So this was the team. Arsenal under-21s came up against AFC Wimbledon. Well, you can see Socrates, Saliba, Tim Akinola, Miguel Aziz, Kirjan Catalan, and Ben Cottrell, and of course Martinelli alongside Deuce Mola. So what happened? You'll come to know in the further part of the video. However, here's the reality about Mesut Ozil's future. Although Ozil, according to NTV Sport, they say, although Ozil has been linked with Fenerbahce, the most serious offer on the table is from DC United. They wanted to sign him in January. The proposal appeals to Ozil because he thinks the USA is the appropriate place to effectively manage his business activities. After his active football career, Ozil has a positive view on the offer from DC United, as he thinks that the esports team, M10 Sport, his own esports team, and his own collection M10 Streetwear will better manage their business activities in the United States of America. So for a future move, that would be better. Also, in addition, the project to establish the M10 Football Academy in the USA, presented to Ozil by DC United, is another important criteria for Mesut Ozil to rather join DC United instead of actually going to Fenerbahce. So in terms of what the future holds, Mesut Ozil looks like he's tempted to select DC United. However, let's talk about it. Where exactly it will end up, nobody knows. Well, this is a comparison between Arteta and Unai Emery. The 47 games managed by Arteta and 78 games managed by Unai Emery. You can see the difference, but let's see where exactly Mikel Arteta is heading up. However, Robert Pires has accused Arsenal of not at all giving him a job opportunity. Now, this is what he said recently. He says, I don't understand why the club does not rely on former players. I volunteered for a job at Arsenal and they told me that they were not interested. How can you say that Arsenal don't rely on former players? I mean, come on. Mikel Arteta as a manager, Edu. How can you say that? How can you just say that, But I understand him, Dennis Bergkamp. They're trying their level best to actually return to the Emirates to add more to the club, if in whatever they can. So that is what they're trying to do. To which Arsenal have completely declined. It's up to them, isn't it? But Garth Crooks has claimed that Pierre-Emile Højbjerg had Willian in his pocket during the North London derby. He says, what has become increasingly obvious is that here is another Mourinho player. Højbjerg is looking like the real deal in a side that is more interested in being solid than pretty football. To be fair, Tottenham's style of play at home against Arsenal wasn't as bad as I thought it might be under Mourinho. In fact, Højbjerg had Willian in his pocket for much of the game. If these performances continue like this, I might get to like Mourinho. So yes, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is definitely turning out to be the Mourinho guy, isn't he? But Kevin Campbell has slammed Hector Bellerin for being afraid to tackle. He says, the debate has been out on Bellerin for a while now. His defensive qualities come into question against the big teams. I am yet to see a dominant fullback display from Bellerin. I know he is very good going forward, but I do not see him as a defender. He is a converted winger. As a fullback, your first job is to defend, and let's not even talk about the foul throws. It is getting ridiculous. He is a professional footballer. It is not on. So yes, well, Kevin Campbell believes Hector Bellerin needs to grow up in subtle ways, I'm sorry. But moving on, Alan Shearer has actually hailed Wilfried Zaha's performance against West Brom. He says, he was everywhere, forcing an own goal from the right wing, scoring brilliantly from the left, and netting another one in the middle. You know why he's performing? Why is Wilfried Zaha performing? Because the January transfer window is here, That's my feeling, I'm sorry. But Arsenal actually lost to AFC Wimbledon 3-0 yesterday night to be out of Papa John's Trophy, the round of 16, wasn't it? It was the winner was supposed to go to the round of 16, but Ryan Longman, Paul Ozil, and Joe Pigott were the 3 goal scorers in Arsenal, and of course, William Saliba and Tim Akinola were given a red card. Of course, they said they saw I guess 2 yellows both. So they got their marching orders, and Arsenal played with 9 men. However, Kia Jurabchian has hit back at Jamie Carragher for his comments on Willian and him running the signings at Arsenal. He says, first and foremost, I understand Jamie's job was saved by Gary Neville when he had that very bad incident. That I understand, and he wants to protect this brand by making comments that are not correct. I am very surprised because Jamie is one of the people that monopolizes Sky Sports commentary. Sky Sports producers pay a lot of money to him, hundreds of thousands, so I can't understand why he doesn't check his facts before he speaks. The fact is, I had nothing to do with the signing of Willian. If Jamie had bothered to check with Mikel or Edu, they would have said Mikel presented 3 different times to convince Willian to be his number 1 signing at Arsenal. He had an opportunity to stay at Chelsea, to go to 2 other Premier League clubs. Inter Miami made him a very nice offer. Mikel convinced him to stay. Furthermore, David Luiz was in the same situation. Mikel spent a lot of time in lockdown to speak to him and persuade him to stay. Gabriel was on the list of at least 3 other clubs. But the main point is, why do Sky pay Jamie Carragher so much to talk rubbish? Surely he has the contacts through Sky or himself to make a phone call to Edu, or even Sky to put up a question in through the press department. Why make an assumption that is going to create an atmosphere that is very bad throughout the club? So, there you go. That's what you get, bro. That's what you get, Jamie Carragher. However, Alan Smith believes Mikel Arteta made a mistake by signing David Luiz and Willian. He says, I was surprised when he re-signed David Luiz, and I was surprised when he brought Willian into the club. That's costing a lot of money in wages, and it would have been nice to have gone for youth rather than a couple of players that have achieved everything really they need or want to in the game. I thought that was a mistake by him. However, well, only time will decide, but also Christian Eriksen is being humiliated by Antonio Conte, according to ex-Denmark manager. He says, first of all, I think it's a shame for Christian, but I also think it's completely wrong that Conte is keeping him out so much, and he believes it was humiliating, for Eriksen to be used so late as a second-place Inter eased home against mid-table Bologna. Let's see how things will change, if things will change or not. So, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes back from every single day twice. So what you got to do is subscribe. Daily Arsenal content, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions that you have in your mind about Arsenal transfer news, any questions that you do join me on the live today. It's already scheduled. If you don't know, 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time is where I come live every single day, especially for the transfer news. Cheers. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.